I had a request from a good friend who has a friend that is planning on going up into the northern Wyoming area. He's going to fish in Casper on the North Platte, and he was wanting to see if we could make this friend a package of flies. So one of the flies that I'm going to send is the black caddis, which is a very good evening fly, both in Casper and on the Bighorn. And it's tied in on a size either 16 to 22, and this one is going to be tied on a 16 for convenience of the camera. As I've said, I'm using a number 16 dry fly hook, and I'm using 12/0 thread, and I'm going to work it back to about where the shank of the hook starts to bend. I'll cut it off there. I'm going to tie a black hackle on that is sized equivalent to the hook that you're using, and just let it hang in my material holder. And then I'm going to use black dubbing. I like the gecko dubbing. It's by Doug Swisher, and it's a very good dubbing, I think, for dry flies. Any dubbing would really work on this. And so I'm going to take this, and remember with dubbing, a little goes a long way. So I'm going to twist this on to make a dubbing rope. And with caddis flies, you have to remember that their butt is larger than their front. They aren't like a mayfly. So they start out big in the behind and then work narrower towards the front. Then I'm going to palmer wrap my hackle forward in even spaces. And then tie this off. And then I just let that hang. After taking the hackle forward, I'm going to trim this off. About the hook gape. like that. Do a little bit more. It's better. For the wings, I use moose hide or moose hair, the black short moose hair. You can use deer hair, dyed deer hair, whatever you want. Uh, I just like the moose because it is finer and I can get a better looking wing out of it. So I've cut the hair and I've stacked it so I have even tips for my wing, and I want to bring the wing just past the bend of the hook. So I'm going to measure it out that way, and then I'm going to bring this up here and make some loose loops around it, and then pull it down tight. Now that's a little long, so I'm going to readjust this. That looks better. And tie the wing in like that. And if it's still a little long, you can go ahead and pull this through a little bit. That's why I leave it kind of loose. And then you can tie it back down. Yeah, that looks a lot better. All right, now I'm going to get this out of my way so I don't cut it off. And then I'm going to trim this off. If you have some kind of left there on the front, that's not a problem. As you know, on your elk hair caddis, they leave that front knot as kind of a head. So I'm going to take my hackle now and wrap it in, and then tie it off. And then trim it off. Okay, and once I have that all trimmed up, I'm going to whip finish it. And there's your black caddis in a size 16. I'd recommend, like I said, to tie them in a size 18, but 16 work real well also. And have fun fishing them. One other thing I'd like to do is I'll trim it up, as I said, so that the hackles are about even with the gape of the hook. And this is your finished fly.